In 2019, I gave DJ Eelke Kleijn a ride to his gig at the Amsterdam Dance event. And on our way, I asked him some questions about his career and family.
You're a producer, a composer,
Yeah.
DJ, and then a composer DJ releases an album.
Yeah.
And sometimes, because I love their music, but when the album comes out, it's mainly down tempo, ambient kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the other side of the spectrum is that they come out and they come out with a mix album.
Yes.
With only tracks of them.
Yeah.
This is the perfect balance between those two poles.
Yeah.
You know. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. And my previous album that came out in 2010, that was called Untold Stories.
Yeah.
So that was.
You see, talking and driving.
Yeah.
Guys can't do two things together at the same time. Yeah.
No, so the previous album that came out, I wrote it more as a listening album.
Yeah.
And the problem was I hardly played any of the tracks in my sets.
Yeah.
So I ended up playing maybe one or two tracks of that. And so for this one, I said I want to play these tracks in my sets, and from the 12 that are on this album, I get to play 9 in my DJ sets. You know?
All right.
So yeah, that was I set that out on purpose, I think.
A while ago, you had progressive music, you had techno music, and those two didn't mix. Nowadays, I'm really happy with the progression. There's a bit of a blend between those two styles. Huh?
Yeah,
and I like that a lot.
I think also because the techno has sort of split up between the deeper melodic stuff that is moving towards the progressive sound, and of course a lot of the techno now is harder, you know, like the Adam Beyer stuff. And so I think because of that split, I come from a progressive background, and the guys that were always into melodic techno, there's much more crossover now than 6-7 years ago.
Very nice picture of you in India.
Yeah.
What are your favorite places to go outside Holland?
Well, there are a lot, but my number one favorite place is probably Argentina.
Yeah.
Because of Hernan, and he brought me there for the first time in 2008, and so I've been coming there for 11 years now, and I've built a really large fan base. So it's just really welcoming to play there, you know.
And the audience is insane.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
Huh? They really go for it.
Yeah, like I played Mandarin Park 2 or 3 years ago together with Guy J.
All right.
And it was just the two of us, and we sold 10,000 tickets. And
wow.
I mean, can you imagine in I don't know any other country where you could pull that off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. The thing is, and that's I need to give you a compliment for that. I mean, you play underground music. You're not playing commercial dance music.
No.
But you have a lot of success with playing, with sticking to your own taste and roots.
Yeah.
I mean, it is possible to do that, to be successful.
Yes, but you also need to make hard decisions sometimes, because for instance in 2013 I had that track Ein Tag am Strand, which was really popular here in Holland and got into the top 10. And I actually made that track in 2011 already, and I felt like it was a bit of a hit, but it didn't feel per se like an Eelke Kleijn record. So it was on my shelf for 2 years, and everyone kept on saying like, no, you know, release it, do it under your own name, you know, it'll be great for you. And so that record opened up a lot of doors. What happened after that was, you know, record labels, they start telling you like, well, we need a successor, we need another one, and so you'll do another track, and that one is a little bit less like you and a little bit more what you think will work, and then a third one is even, you know, and at one point I was playing some gigs where I was getting booked mainly because of those records, and all of a sudden you feel there's a division in the crowd. So some people are expecting you just to play those tracks, and then there's some underground people that expect you to play an underground set, which is what I love, and so it was making me very unhappy.
Actually, you're saying you made something out of an experiment, or you wanted to make something what was a little more commercial, just for fun.
No, it was, the way I made it was literally, I was working on a little bit of a deep groove, and I was going over sounds, and so I was zapping through sounds with my with my left hand, and with my right hand I was just randomly playing notes. And all of a sudden I played the melody from Ein Tag am Strand randomly with my right hand, and after like a second I thought, this is great, I got to do something with this. And I finished it in a way that I thought, this is still me, but this might be something more as well, but it's a very slippery slope. So 2 years later, you know, I found myself not enjoying so much the gigs or some of the gigs I was doing, and I was afraid if I take this too far, there's no turning back, you know.
What kind of set are you going to do today? Are you going to surprise us?
Yeah, what I do for days like this, I play a 2.5 hour set, and so I'll select 50 to 60 tracks beforehand, and then I'll let the moment decide what I'm gonna play, because 2.5 hours is maybe 30 tracks if you quick, so I can probably play half of that, but depending on how the vibe is, I just select it at the moment. And I even don't know my I don't know my first track until 5 minutes before.
Lucky guy? I mean, family-wise?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I've been with my wife for 14 years.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. No, we've been together for 14 years. She's we've been married for almost 4 now, and our daughter is turning 7 in 2 weeks. Wow. So yeah, family-wise, everything is great, and I can say I'm pretty happy. Yeah.
There comes a time when your daughter gets a little older. That she doesn't like your music.
Oh, that's already the case right now, actually. Don't ask me how, but when she was 1 or 2, she really liked electronic music, and so we fed that a bit to her. But now that she's 7, the only thing she will listen to is hard rock, metal, trash.
No.
Yes,
no.
That's her.
7 years old.
Yes.
Listening to metal.
Metallica.
Really?
The harder the better for her. Yeah. And every time I ask her what instrument she wants to play, she tells me she wants to play drums.
Okay.
So yeah, she's a little hard rock girl.
Okay. Are you away from your family a lot? Or
I used to be more. So in general, I am traveling Friday, Saturday, Sunday usually.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
1 day, sometimes it's 2.
Yeah.
But then I'll be at home from Monday till Friday morning.
Yeah.
If it's a longer tour, like Australia is always 2 weeks, or Asia, and I'm away for maybe 2 weeks or 3 at a maximum, but I try to limit that to maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So even if I play in the States, in San Francisco or something on Saturday, I'll usually fly back on Sunday, and then I'll fly out again on Friday, the next Friday for the next gig.
Another thing, you're being managed by Audio Obscura.
Well, yes, basically Jerome from Audio Obscura, he's been my manager for 12 years now.
All right.
And when we started working together, I was one of 20 artists they work with, and that got downsized to 4 or 5 at one point.
Yeah.
But Jerome was always sort of my manager. And the original company that they had, Epicurus, it stopped about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And but at that time, Jerome and I, we had such a good connection that we wanted to continue working together.
Yeah.
So even though the company disbanded, we always kept working together.
It's a bit black and white what I'm going to say now.
Yeah.
But you have DJs who like to party,
Yeah.
and DJs who lead a serious life.
Yeah.
And I think you're the latter, one of the DJs.
Yeah.
The latter.
Yes.
You love your music, but you're not a crazy guy who
No, I mean I've
embraces nightlife and.
I've had my little
periods.
Yeah, my periods, but
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly, and you need to experience a little bit of that. But you know, with a family at home and traveling so much, I think, I mean, some people are better at that than others, but the only way I can do it is if I take care of myself and I don't party too much, and you know, I'll be in the gym every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning.
Okay, dankjewel man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, thanks. Yeah.
There was a little bit of a Dutch, but you know, we do this actually for the English speaking people.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to Germany and they do an interview, they don't do this in English.
Yeah.
We do that. We're so crazy. Huh?
Exactly.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
And see you later.
Inside, yeah, for sure. Yeah, cool.